Is there a correlation between procrastination and anxiety in PSU students? By Rida Ghazaleh, Tara McFarlane, Adrian Perez, and Erica Taylor. We decided to conduct a study testing the correlation between procrastination and anxiety. There has been research done in the past that shows that more than 40% of students reported a high level of procrastination. Research also showed that self-reported procrastination was positively correlated with delay in taking self-paced quizzes and was negatively correlated with grade point average. We wanted to test a similar hypothesis for ourselves. The two skills we used to test our hypothesis was the General Anxiety Disorder Assessment, GAD-7, and the Procrastination Assessment Scale for Students, or PASS. The GAD-7 is a self-administered patient questionnaire, and it's used as a screening tool and severity measure for generalized anxiety disorder. The PASS was designed to assess how individuals approach decisions, situations, specifically the tendency of individuals to postpone those decisions.
Methodology. Using Google Forms, we designed a survey that used two individual measures, one for anxiety and one for procrastination. We also collected data on the participant variables of gender and year in college. Although we didn't use this data in our analysis, the information allows us to have a general glance at some of the characteristics of participants in our sample. We recruited participants by sending out emails to students in our statistics class and to students in other classes we are taking. From this pool of students, we were able to send out about 500 surveys and received 68 responses. However, we had to throw out two of the surveys as two participants did not answer any of the questions. The anxiety measure asked 7 questions and provided 4 responses. The options were not at all, several days, more than half the days, nearly every day. The questions for the anxiety measure ranged from feeling nervous, anxious, or on edge to becoming easily annoyed or irritable. Measuring procrastination. The survey for procrastination asked 9 questions and provided 5 response options. The options were very seldom or not true of me, seldom true of me, sometimes true of me, often true of me, very true of me. The questions ranged from I delay tasks beyond what is reasonable to I spend my time wisely to when I should be doing one thing, I do another. After collecting all completed surveys, we needed to give the responses a numeric value. We assigned numeric value to the responses for each question, then summed the score. Each participant had a score for anxiety and a separate score for procrastination. For anxiety, the responses had a value from 1 to 4 corresponding to the response. For procrastination, the responses had a value from 1 to 5 corresponding to the response. But for questions which asked participants if they did not procrastinate, we reverse ordered the numeric value from 5 to 1.
Here is our hypothesis. As you can see, 70% of female, 27% male, and 3% other responded. We had 9% freshmen, 10% sophomore, 27% junior, 37% senior, and 18% other respond to our survey. We have the model summary. The model summary gives us the correlation coefficient R, which shows us the strength and the direction of the linear relationship between our two variables, procrastination and anxiety. Down below, we have written out the equation that will help you find the sample correlation R. Our research found a test statistic of 4.088. We used an alpha of 0.05 and found a p-value of 0.000. So we rejected the null hypothesis and summarized that there is enough evidence to support our claim that there is a significant relationship between procrastination and anxiety. This is our scatter plot. Here we analyzed the relationship between our two variables. X value is procrastination and our Y value is anxiety. This is our normal plot of regression, standardized residual dependent variable, which is anxiety. This is made up of raw data. The normal plot of regression helps us identify outliers and skewness. Clearly, our population was not evenly distributed because we had 70% responses from females. This graph shows us the variation between anxiety. We are graphing against the Y value.
Here are the limitations of the survey. Participants who had anxiety versus participants who are experiencing anxiety. Because the measurement we used to assess anxiety was for individuals who had anxiety disorders, participants who experienced anxiety due to procrastination may not have been accurately represented. Also, the anxiety measurement used may not have accurately measured if procrastination leads to anxiety. The participant had trouble relating to the context of the survey question. The amount of participants that completed the survey. A larger sample size may have yielded results closer to results of other studies on procrastination and anxiety. The recruitment of participants through email versus recruiting through college classes. Recruitment techniques may have affected the demographic of our survey, as only those who use email had the ability to participate. The percentages among groups in the survey. The participant data indicates that most participants were female and the majority were seniors in college.